Hello, everyone. I hope you all have been having a great week so far. So, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding this weekend's weather, what we can expect, where the impacts are going to be, all that good stuff. So, this video is just going to be telling you guys exactly what we could expect, what we know so far, and how you can be prepared right now ahead of time so you are not stuck in a bad situation. If you're not aware, we do have the chance for a winter storm this weekend. We're talking about Friday night all the way through Sunday night. So it's a pretty wide time frame here that we've got all weekend long that we could be seeing these conditions. And over the last 24 hours alone, we have been seeing some consistencies with all of the models showing that the impacts are very likely. This winter storm is very likely. We also have been seeing those chances increase quite a bit, especially across North Alabama for this winter storm. So if you weren't aware, forecasting winter weather and snow and stuff like that, it can be very difficult in the South. However, these models being very consistent and agreeing, and the chances just continuing to increase, it does look likely as of right now, even a couple of days out, that there will be some sort of impactful winter weather event this weekend. So we need to be prepared for any possible scenario that we could face. So I've had a lot of people ask me, is this, like a big snow event, or what are we really going to be seeing here? And the issue with this winter storm event is that it's mostly going to be an accumulation of ice. We will be seeing a collection of ice, sleet, snow. The further south that you go, it's going to be more of like a colder rain rather than ice. So those further to the south will not be really impacted much by this. This is more of a central northern Alabama issue right here. Now, there will be an accumulation of ice, more than likely, so this can be very impactful no matter where you are. Even if you're on the road, in your house, this can be very impactful because not only could roads be impassable, but we do expect widespread power outages from this event as well, because when you have that accumulation of ice, power outages are much more likely. So let's go over just a couple of things that you can do to be as prepared as possible for this winter weather event. So, as I mentioned, there could be likely widespread power outages from this due to the accumulation of ice that we could be seeing. So, if you are out of power, you definitely will not be able to turn any lights on. So, I would say go ahead and stock up on some very cheap unscented candles to put around the house. That way you've got some sort of light source. If you do have a chimney, a fireplace, make sure that it is completely ready to be used. Also, if you don't end up having a power outage, if you end up having power and you're using heaters, just make sure that they are away from anything flammable or not running for a super long period of time, because you'd be surprised at the increase in house fires that happen this time of year just due to heaters. Now, of course, if you end up not having any power this weekend, you won't be able to, cook food or anything like that. So make sure that you stock up on foods that you don't really need to cook at all. Something that's very simple, very easy, that you can just take out of the pantry and eat that way. Now, another thing that we talk about a lot during winter weather is the 3 or the 4 P's: people, plants, pets, and pipes. So if you have any outdoor pets, or you like to, keep your dog outside sometimes, or maybe you have an outdoor cat, make sure you bring those pets inside. Don't let them out for long periods of time. Definitely make sure you're keeping a watch on them if you do have to take them outside for whatever reason. If you have any outdoor plants, bring those plants in as well if you don't want them to die over the weekend. Protect your pipes. Make sure that you are dripping your faucets, or you're covering all of your garden hoses outside, or exposed faucets outside. And then people, if you know anybody that could be susceptible to this type of weather, or you know someone that's more elderly or has some sort of health condition, make sure you are checking on them during this time as well. So now we're just going to look at a couple of model runs, just so you can get an idea of where this winter storm will be impacting the most. This is the European model. This is probably the most reliable model right now. It shows that the winter weather impacts start pretty much overnight Friday into Saturday morning, with a little bit of that northwestern Alabama area starting to see those impacts. Then we start to see later into Saturday night, overnight Sunday, that majority of central and north Alabama will see an accumulation of ice and that wintry precip. And those that are further south will mostly just see a cold rain. And then as we get later into Sunday, we do start to see that the accumulation does start to rise a little bit. So over a 24-hour time span, getting into Sunday, we do see a little bit more ice accumulation, especially down into central Alabama at this point. By the time we head into next week, ice should be melted. We'll go back to sunny conditions and temperatures will rise just slightly. The good news I can say leading up to this event, from now through Friday night, we do see our temperatures up into the 50s, so that could help limit the impacts just a little bit with infrastructure. However, it's not going to limit the impacts everywhere, so we still definitely will see some sort of impact with this event. But yeah, that is all I have so far. Of course, I will probably make another video or another post later into the week when I've got more of a definite answer, or if there's any sort of updates or anything, I'll definitely let you know then. But that is what we know so far. I hope this was informative for you and helps you get prepared for the weekend ahead. So stay warm and stay safe.